Hello, my brothers and sisters. This message is a continuation for the message that I had delivered before this one for black men and black women. And in that message, I talked about how black women are now dressing in a certain fashion, which is called sexy, which is really revealing. Is in another era. In the past, it would have been very inappropriate. And they have, it's proven because we all see, as the fellas, we all see, you know what I'm saying? And as I said, also that black men are getting aroused without stimulation. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what the word I didn't use in the other video? You're being teased. You're being teased unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a woman, you know, out of all the women that you see each day, and if they all are dressing a certain way, well, not all of them, but a majority of the women, in the youth and in all the elder age, are dressing a certain way that's provocative, right? You will be attracted to her. We all going to find one, two, three each day, and you're going to be attracted to that woman. You're going to say something to her, you know, as they say, shoot your shot, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're single, you know what I'm saying? And also those brothers who just love to play anyway, but those guys, they have most of them have a release where others don't have that release. And you constantly shooting your shot at different women that's dressed different, a certain way, they're arousing you. You're going to be frustrated. And a frustrated man is a dangerous one. You know, danger to yourself and danger to other men as well, because the first thing you're going to do is want to fight another dude. You ain't going to want to fight another woman, in your mindset, you're a decent person. You ain't going to think about illegally touching a woman. The first thing you're going to do is fight another man, and you're going to get yourself in trouble, And then if a male mindset is constantly thinking at the lower regions, you know what I'm saying? You don't function well, dude. You don't function well when you hyper horny. Even when you're a teenager, you look at the balance of the young men in school when puberty hit, and they don't know what's going on with them, their grades go down. Their grades go down because they're in that stage. So even as an adult, when you're constantly being teased, you know what I'm saying? And the black women is not doing it on purpose. No, they're not. They're being influenced that these clothes are decent to wear outside, and people have talked about the the bonnets and stuff like that. Screw the bonnets. Screw the bathrobe. I'm talking about you coming out in your underwear, when you coming out and like you just ready to just sell what you got. You know what I'm saying? And you know how what I'm talking about is when you almost look naked. You get what I'm saying? Well, you almost look naked, women. When you coming out in an attire where you almost just, where you could go in your bed and sleep with that on. That's not proper. And it's arousing men. And I know you want to do it. I know that's the point, because it's like it's an influence that has been pushed. And it's like, okay, just do that. But you don't understand why they pushed it towards the black community. It's to mess with the mindset of the black man, just like they use things to mess with the mindset of black men towards black women, so it's like we're battling each other. And also what you're doing is you taking away respect, the respect that black women are supposed to have. You're taking that away because all they could think about is that image of indecency. So how could you respect somebody who wasn't decent? You know, they show themselves to being a decent person, a person of, you know, indecent. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say the word, but so how you respect her? Now, I talked to the women in the last video of what they shouldn't do, why they shouldn't do it. Now, a lot of women are going to do it. They're going to ignore it. They're not going to do it. You know, some women may say, oh, you know what? You got a point. Right? So now I'm going to talk to the men. And this is what I'm going to say. This is quick and easy. Brothers, you know how you see that woman, right? And I'm going to tell you, this is how you start. On Instagram and all these places, all the woman had to do is just show her backside. And y'all are liking and liking and liking and giving her 1,000 likes. She's getting paid. Just because she turned around and showed her booty. Something you could see for free. You know what I'm saying? So you press like, you get the views for it. You go and look at it, you even comment. So all that is repping her up. Getting her all her. They ain't doing nothing but pouring her up. And you get that for free. What I'm trying to say to you is this. Stop liking it. Stop commenting. If you look and move on. Okay? Because you already registered as what you want to register her in your mind. You don't respect her. See, mentally, your thoughts is, I'm going to get some. You know, I want to get some. And if you had a chance to get some, you would get some. You would take it. The thing is, what I'm saying is, you don't have to comment. You don't have to say nothing. You know, you mentally shooting your shot at a video. You know what I'm saying? It's not in person. You ain't getting nothing out of it. You know what I'm saying? She ain't come to your house. She ain't hooking up with you. You know, stop liking it. Because I'm going to tell you this one thing. Majority of those women, they the ones that get up there and be saying, oh, you know, black men ain't crap. They be leaving us when we pregnant. They still doing this, still doing that. And they're the ones who are destroying you. They're the ones who's using you. They're the ones who are taking advantage of you. They're the ones who are accusing you. They the same ones. I'm not talking about normal everyday girl. I'm talking about they're the same ones that get up there and they talk down on you. And you're the one liking their video, up and up, big up and up, you know, constantly, dude. Constantly. Stop doing that. You know, you got this thing now, these young cats call, they say, oh, he's a simp because he sympathizes with a person. Y'all being that and not even knowing it. Every time y'all like a video, you simping. You know, if you want to put it that way, let's go logical. Every time you like a video or comment on a video of a female showing her butt, you doing that. Because she'll be the same one. Get up there and talk about how dirty you are, how low down you are. Let her get paid to do that. She'll get paid to do it. She ain't had no experience with you probably. But she'll be up there paid just to say that. And she'll say that and push that, and other women see that, be like, yeah. And now, that's the brother who just can't control himself, right? Just gonna do that. Now I'm talking about, now here's another brother. I'm gonna speak to you guys. The other brother who just, you know, not into all that, but you happen to see, you go, oh, let me just give a like, right? Now, any one of you guys out there who have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about Any one of you guys who have a female, you you have a daughter. Once you like that video, once you cheer that woman on outside, once you big up anything, even watch OnlyFans, all that stuff, what you're doing is you're keeping an occupation open, a dirty one, for your daughter to fall into. And none of y'all are even thinking about that. That little girl that you care so much about. Once you keep those things going, that little girl could fall into that same occupation where all these men are looking at her and all these men are thinking dirty of her because you kept it going. You could stop women from doing or being a certain way by just not feeding into it, because they're doing it to get your attention. And I know it's hard, but we all have that ability to look and not get caught. We all have that ability to not feed into it. Just like back in the day, some boys, when a woman was stuck up, other fellas be like, nah, don't say nothing because she got a big head. And we'll hold back and nobody would say nothing to her. Nobody curse her out. Nobody say nothing bad. But the point is, what I'm saying is, we have too many guys that are not taking that same action. They just, yeah, girl, oh, boom, like, well, I gotta see this, I gotta see this. You're participating in her way of life and giving her action, giving her strength to keep carrying on, giving her the confidence. If you take away the confidence by just ignoring, don't say nothing negative, because you don't need to push nothing negative in our sister, but just ignore and just let it be. Don't like. If you view it, you view it. They may get for the views, I don't know, but they won't get as much for the views as when it comes to like. Don't comment, don't say nothing, just walk away from it. Just let it be. And let that. Now, I'm not talking about the sisters who do things who's like, funny and do, not just funny, but, creative stuff like that. That girl's cool. That woman is beautiful. I'm talking about show her butt, show her body, not the ones working out, because they sending a positive message to other people to work out and stuff like that. I'm talking about the booty one. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly which one I'm talking about. That's the dog. That's the dog. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that be dogging us all the time. Stop. I don't care what complexion she is, what so-called race she's from. Don't even give it to none of them. None of them. Just stop, guys. And this is black men, white men, all y'all. Just stop it, y'all. What y'all doing is just you're making it bad. Some of them, they get up there, they talking about men this, men garbage, and dude, all their support, all the money that they're getting is from the likes and clicks of men. It's not women doing that. It's men doing that. Men commenting, men doing it. Stop doing that for them, y'all. You're making it bad, y'all. And I'm not getting at you, because I've done it myself. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought about it. Yo, we gotta stop. We gotta stop, and maybe you put a change. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us working class people, guys, I'm telling you, they have set things up on us. They like, okay, we can't stop them. We can't slow them down from earning money and stuff. Let's make their life miserable. Or and I think that's exactly where it starts in the household. Anybody you in competition with, you mess up their household, they're gonna lose. They can't sleep. You know, a home that's disrupted is a terrible place. So I don't know. As I said, I try. I just thought about, you disrupt somebody's home like you shake it with an earthquake. Cause that's how it is. It's a silent earthquake where you have you have a problem with your spouse. It's a silent earthquake. Home is always shaking. You're like, damn it, I don't even want to go home. But fellas, that's what we could do for ourselves. Just stop liking their videos. Stop giving them that power. You know, if you feel the urge, there's these free porn sites. I mean, back in the days, I'm gonna tell you, back in the days, because I'm an older guys, I told you, they didn't have black women in porn. They wasn't more. If you saw a black female, right, it was like they had a handful, just like about five people. What I'm saying, five people, yo, for many, many years, five people. We had a porno magazine, but it was just like they kept running the same people. What was it called? Players, right? And then later on, they started going to these clubs. 'Cause I'm telling you, I used to watch it. So they started going to the clubs and stuff, and getting the dancers to do the model and stuff. But back then it wasn't that many. It wasn't that many, and now it's like you can't stop seeing it. So what I'm trying to say to you is, any woman out there that you like, oh, I want to give that props to, you can just go to the hub and just look at the same thing, dude. Same thing. Don't even waste your time. You see it outside in real life, just hold yourself, bro. Just like, yo, okay, I know what she doing. I ain't gonna, just ignore it. You take your peek, make sure she's all the way down the block. She only recognize that you peeking. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta put a stop to that. Cause next is your daughter. Because she see that heifer, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna be just like her. I'm gonna get all the guys to look at me. You don't want that, dude. You're supposed to keep her off the pole. And this was the message I'm sending. This is how somebody failed. I know it was my generation. We failed to keep our daughters off the pole. Yo, because that's horrible, man. It's too many on the pole and they don't even realize they're on the pole. So, new generation guys, yo, stop looking. Hell, this is it. That's the message. Guys, take care and God bless.